Because you see, the scholars talk about what we call al-unsu billah wal-wahsha. What we mean by al-uns, from the word uns, means feeling the company, feeling the fact that we are in the company of Allah. Then al-wahsha means feeling lonely. By the time you feel the uns of Allah, that presence will be registered in your mind every time. That you even look at what are we even doing? Eh? Well done. But if this presence is there, consider me like I was saying for. But because Alhamdulillah nowadays we know ahkam, we know ahadith, we know asanid, we know qira'ah, we know riwayat, but the a'malul qulub, we still need to do more. Wallahi, we need to do more. I see this thing keeps on happening because the Salafiyya that we are propagating to ourselves doesn't have shumuliyya. Shumuliyya means comprehensiveness. The Salafiyya that will touch A'malul Qulub, the one that will touch knowledge, the one that will touch Ibadah, the one that will touch Mu'amala, that one. It has to be a complete package. You see, it was a complete package from the beginning. Then later, people started derailing. They are now detaching. The Sufi, they detach the Ibadah. They wanted to detach the Ibadah part. They detach it. They remove the other ones. They added the Bidah, other part of it. And they make that only part to be the whole deal. That is the problem. Now, we now made a mistake. The mistake we made was because they made too much emphasis on those things. We now thought that some of those things are not part of our own. We now relegated it totally. Now, in our own case, we know all the rules, but we don't do. In their own case, they don't know the rules. They do nonsense. Now, we know some of the Sufi who recite the can recite Quran once, complete Quran a day. You think, but we didn't know that the hadith says that it's not more than 3 days. So, are we doing it? We are not doing it. As if our age just to say, you are not telling, you are reciting a whole Quran on the day. Now, what is the Sunnah? Do you know? So, I've mentioned al-istinara bil hikmah, that knowledge with which to know tamyiz, the Salaf Allah do tamyiz between al-haq and batil, and so that you know the maratib, the level of each deed. It's very, very important for anybody that wants to go closer to Allah. You must know what works for you. You don't come, you look at it, Wallahi, Allah has made this one easy for me. That is where you be expecting A+. You will try other ones, that you try some will have A+, about 5, some will have 10 in the list, some will have only 1, some will have 2, some will have 3. But it's not compulsory that somebody is a scholar and with that scholarship is using it as taqarrub ila Allah, then that everybody should be a scholar. No. Some their own will be jihad, some their own will be qiyamul more. What is it more? I mean more now. And some of them will be Qur'an, Quran, some will be iyadatul marid, to visit those who are sick, some will be assisting others. Now, that is why that knowledge of muhasaba is very, very important. That you don't do muhasaba and go and be caged. That will be saying, Wallahi, I look at myself, you think I will not do anything. No. It's just for you to increase your consciousness. So I've given you the example of Sufyan Qori and others that you know it has to be balanced. The second one of the foundations upon which muhasabah is anchored is Su'ul dhanni bin nafs. I've mentioned the knowledge. The second one, that serious muhasabah should include su'ul dhanni bin nafs. And that is what I've said by saying, you think low of yourself. That is su'ul dhanni. This one too, knowledge should guide you. When you think of others, you have husnul dhanni bin nas. You think good about them. You have good thoughts about others, but you think low about yourself. If you look at this factor very well, it is the opposite and right. Yes. Now, others, you bring them down. Yourself, you raise yourself up. By the time anybody, you are very quick to tell somebody, Allah, from the way I say, you don't have a class. Yes, you can tell somebody, you don't have a class, but let somebody tell you. You don't have a class. I don't have a class. Then who is supposed to be told that he doesn't have a class? You are the person. Yes. But only something to do. So he thinks low of people, he thinks high of himself. Muhasabah is su'ul dhanni bin nafs. You suspect your soul. Don't give it pass mark. The only thing that will be keeping you going is just the rahmah. Oh, Allah has done it, and I expect my hope is for you. But to say that we have done it, don't want it. And so the second one is what? Su'ul dhanni bin nafs hatta la yamu dhalika al-bathi wal-tankibi al-masawi wal-biyu. Because if you have good thought about yourself, it will not make you to be able to examine your defects. You will not be able to dig deep to know where you have hide. And the essence of muhasabah is to be watching that you hide. That is why, you see, most people, the Sahaba, the Tabi, anybody, any one of them that is about to die or is talking about himself, he will always be thinking himself, what he's looking at the standard set by Allah. By the time you have scored yourself high, then you go up. So that is the second one. I mentioned earlier, the second one is su'ul dhanni bin nafs. Then the third one is, which is very, very important, so that you will be able to assess yourself well, is tamyizul ni'mah min al-fitnah. Tamyizul ni'mah min al-fitnah. What does it mean? You know, sometimes if somebody is acting in a way, or you are doing something, and you see that you are seeing results. Let's say, let me just talk about, let's say, you set up a business, and you draw from that line, outline, say, okay, this is how we want to catch our customers, this is the customer base, and you see what you are doing is producing results. What you want to do? You will be happy and you want to be doing more, so we are the right path. Have you? So the same temptation is always there for somebody that is worshiping Allah. You will always be feeling that you are doing this and Allah is blessing you more. Allah, by the time I started Qiyamul Layl, I got a car. I'm just giving an example. Alhamdulillah, my business is moving. Yes. You see that one? It can be ni'mah, it can be fitnah. You should be able to distinguish that thing that is happening to you, is it ni'mah or fitnah? How? Anytime that you see that the more you are lower in your ibadah, the more the blessings of Allah, then it is wrong. The more you are committing things that you have never been doing, and you see more money. Though you say Alhamdulillah, because it's name, but it's a signal, it's a red flag. Yes, it is a red flag that could be stopped before it gets to the extreme. Because you see what What Allah says concerning Neymar is those who do not believe. He said, "Atta ida nasu hatta mimma dhukiru bihi." The kuffar, after they have forgotten, they have left part of those with what we have told them to do. It is when they do that, fatahna alayhim abwaaba kulli shay. We open the door of everything to them. We wanted them not to be aware, so that they will be living in that name and so that we will catch them all aware. Because you see, somebody is doing something and is not doing well, he can make him to think. But because Allah wants to destroy them, he will not open the name for them so that he will be telling people that, So now, muhasaba, one should not be carried away by the name you are having, except you just oppose it by the level of your commitment to Allah. If the level of your commitment to Allah is alhamdulillah, I'm doing my best and name is coming, you know it is name. If the level of the commitment is not that okay, you know it is never. Then you start tracing the steps. Ibn Qayyim said, فَلِأَنَّهُ كَمْ بِالْمُسْتَدْرَجِ بِالنِّعَمِ وَهُوَ لَا يَشْعُرُ. So many people are being deceived, are being lured by the name that Allah has them, that now maftunun bithanahim juhadi alayhim, because people are now praising him. He was carried away. Mafrurun bi qada'illahi hawahijahu wa sabri alayhi. He also is taken away by the fact that Allah cover him on. Allah does not expose him. Allah does that for him to pick something from it. So that I don't deserve this. This name I don't deserve it. There's a problem. So, but if after he has accepted himself to the level, because he knows better, and he sees the name and therefore that is the name of Allah. If it is the other way, it is the name on fitna. So those are the three things that are the foundations upon the muhasabah, the true muhasabah is based. One, al-ilm, al-istinab, al-hikmah. Then two is su'u dhanni bin-nafs. Then three is tamyiz al-ni'mah min al-hikmah. Anytime you want to do muhasabah, these three components should be there. You always to be writing yourself no. But you see between you and Allah, you will not write yourself no. Because you know what Allah is, somebody is generous to you. You tell Allah, I'm doing this because of you. And you know it's somebody that cannot deceive you. So by the time you do that, if Allah will approve of that, Allah, I have sins. I know I'm not doing this. But when it comes to people, you write yourself. So those are the three things I need to mention. The other thing that I have to mention before we move to the other destinies. Ibn Qayyim now mentioned asasiyat muhasabat nafs, the fundamentals again. Then how do you now you want to use those principles on Ahmad, on this? I want to muhasabah. If you want to know your standing with Allah, you start with what al-badu bil faraqid. Yes. Somebody wants to assess himself, my standing with Allah. You first of all look at those aspects of your name that are made compulsory by Allah. How are you there? Yes, that's very important. If somebody wants to receive himself, they say he's reciting the whole of Quran 1 day or 5 days, but it's not praying to the only thing you can say is go back to Quran is open. al-badu bil fara'id. And the evidence is here there. Then after that, what do you do? If you see that there's snaps there, the shotgun, you will make up for it. You take out that. It is a man, the hadith in my that Allah is saying in the hadith Muslim that وَمَا تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ عَبْدِي بِشَيْءٍ أَحَبُّ إِلَيَّ مِمَّا افْتَرَضْتُهُ عَلَيْهِ. My servant will never seek being close to me with anything that is more beloved to me than what I've made compulsory. That is why if somebody is not doing fara'id, cannot be willing. Èyàn kí òun túmọ̀ ọdún méje ẹ̀sìn níwò ní ọ̀dára yí àyíkọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ó yẹ kó mọ̀ gbójú sápá lọ ọdún méje èyàn kí òun jọmọ́ ó wà nílé ọlọ́ wọn kó jẹun ní tó jẹ ọlọ́run nínú òkè náà wà lé alábẹ̀ẹ́ kó jẹun ó yẹ kẹ́bi ti gbé ó sì lẹ́wọ́ jẹun ń jẹun. So al-fara'id awwal. And wa ajallu al-fara'id at-tawhid. The biggest fara'id is tawhid. Anybody who actually tawhid, he wants that tawhid. You know, tawhid. And one more delay. And it is that tawhid that you now associate a'mal al-qulub. The more your tawhid, not tawhid of just saying la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah is the beginning of saying it, but it has to be improved upon. And the more the sincerity of that tawhid, and the more your caution, the more taqwa, say taqwa, the word taqwa in the Quran means it means several meanings. One of the meanings is ta'azim sha'airullah. Things that are related to Allah, to have to be big. You have. Allah says, وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى. So, al-fara'id. If there's any issue in your fara'id, you will do something about it. Then second one, at-tathniyatu bil-manahij. Then you have looked at what Allah has made compulsory. You now look at what Allah has prohibited. How are you here? Please, you ask me that how come we don't put manahi before fara'id? That how come we say fara'id first, then we not talk about prohibited things second? Yes, it's in the law, you know. No, you should look at zina first. No. Al-awamir, commandments of Allah. The way with which you accept it shows that you are submissive. If I give you command, you do it, it shows that what you are submissive to me. But manahi, I tell you not to do this. It's not a direct command to me. If I ask you to do this, it's not like you have somebody, his master is in front of him and say, pick that thing. And the person feels reluctant not to pick it. And somebody that I say, go, don't do this. You know, that don't do this, it will not do it where I'm there. But something that he will do when I'm there will show the respect and you need to ask for me. If I say, do this, no encumbrance, no any limitation, he must do it to show that what is servant to me. If he doesn't do, he shows that he's capable. But if I say, don't do, you understand? He might not do it now. If he doesn't do it now, he shows respect to me. But because of weakness, he might do it where I'm not there. For him not to have done it in my presence shows that what he has some level of respect. That is why if you look at the mukhalafa of Adam and Iblis, that of Iblis is do. He doesn't do. He becomes shaytan or jinn. That of Adam is don't do. He does. He sought for power. So al-awamir are more important with respect to showing humility and submission to Allah, because in most cases, in some cases, there might not be any weakness to it. It's just like if somebody just tell a servant, stand up. If the person is not having any weakness, there's no reason for him not to stand up, except if he's that command is not meant for him. But I might tell somebody, don't commit zina. It's not that there are two reasons for him to commit zina. He might not commit it. He might commit it not because he doesn't respect me, but because he's overwhelmed by his desire. So mean that even with that desire, he still respects me. It's just that what is overwhelmed. So now that's why al-faradi should come first. And that's why you say it is faradi that will not be used to solve the problem of manahi. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha. That salat will now prohibit you from fahsha. But you tell somebody, don't do zina and it's not doing prayer. It is faradi that will serve as the basis for not doing it. So that's what faradi should come first. Now, if anybody is feeling the heat of ma'asi or the mercy of this life, he has done it. To solve his problem, he has to be rescued by Quran. You ask him that go and face your Quran, it will be difficult. And what has made it difficult is because you have allowed shaitan to overpower you. It's something that is simple to do before you allow shaitan. Now, it is that one that you now do to hijack yourself from shaitan. The more you have that, the lower it is. So, al-manahi. Then, that manahi, what do? You now rectify it with tawbah wal istighfar. Do tawbah, you do istighfar, then wal hasanatil mahiyah. And good deeds that have the ability to erase big sins. There are some good deeds that work in on their own. They might have nominal value. But with the ikhlas and the circumstances that make one to do it, it will be as big as something that can push away kabbalah. So, that is what Umar ibn Khattab was saying in that hadith. فَعَمِلْتُ لِذَلِكَ أَعْمَالًا. Then the third one, after taking the manahim, is muhasabatu nafsi ala al-ghafla. Moments of forgetfulness and heedlessness. Yes, it's not a common sense that people have. Things that might not be compulsory, but one has shortcomings in them. Now, as Muslims, we are supposed to be in constant remembrance of Allah. For some time, if we have forgotten, we have left it, it could be a way for shaitan to come here. Because dhikr is versus gafur. So, for times, things that are not compulsory, but there are things that can improve one iman and chase away shaitan from one. Then one will check that. Then you use dhikr, remembering Allah, wal iqbal alayhi. and facing Allah. Then the fourth one is muhasabatu nafsi ala harapati jawari. Doing muhasaba on actions committed by the parts of your body, like kalamul lisan, statements made by you in circumstances that lead you to say it. There's nobody that is free of this, and that is why constantly one will have to be revisiting it, to be mindful of it. Al-Fasari, Yaqub, Sufyan Yaqub Al-Fasari. Al-Fasari, in one of his statements, he was saying concerning one issue of JABATA identity that one of the scholars mentioned. So that scholar mentioned that, but Fasari felt that they are not beyond this. Though he didn't, because he wanted to show, he showed his mirror, the jealousness, the act of the G, but he went to Babot. Hallelujah, said it. People were disputing between Abraham Mahdi and Waqi. Which one is better? Abraham Mahdi and Waqi, is it part of Quran? So you see, this issue I always tell people. We mention names, yes, these are Biblical scholars, but now we now turn it into day-to-day thing. That you see this one. Look, all these names you are mentioning. If somebody does not know it, he can enter the job. Yes, there's nobody that Allah will ask in Qiyamah that, do you know Abu Malik? Yes, he's a big scholar, but Allah will not even ask us about Imam Malik. That you know Malik? That somebody who was not such a man might not even know Malik. And it will not even reduce his iman. But now, even those who are not up to Malik, we take them as issues, make them issues today. That you don't know? Yes, I don't know. Yes, I don't know. How can you claim you don't know? Yes, I don't know. So, you see, this statement, what they make it among themselves, among those who know. But fortunately for us, the information gets to us. It's just like you see consultants, medical doctors, lawyers talking with themselves and they are speaking Latin. Because all those Latins they speak in God. All those ones. Now, for a layman now to now get something, they say, you are not educated, you don't know the meaning of secretariat. You must say, why must I know it? It's a special case for those who know it. Most of the things that we well understand today, they belong to those things. And wallahi, for some people, those things are healing our mind and is making our heart to be hard. Cause what we call it. So Abu Ma'in and their friends, so some people say Waqi is better than Abu Mahdi. This one say Abu Mahdi is better than Waqi. So Abu Ma'in, in his own characteristic way. They have, see, all those scholars, they have their own characteristic way. Abu Zakaria has his own characteristic way of talking. He said, Man faddala Abdurrahman ala Waqi. Whosoever puts places Abdurrahman upon Waqi, fa'alayhi la'natullah. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالنَّاسُ أَجْمَعِينَ. You see, this statement is not for us, it's for them. But now we want to pick it to use and say that, yes, if you have done this one, wallahi, you are worse than this one. Because you are worse than Shaitan. He said, this one is not ayah of Quran. It's not hadith. They have the knowledge of how they say it. I'm not going to say it. And it has meaning to them. They never knew that somebody like you will get to know this. They never knew that Allah will bless you to the level of, because they never envisioned that there will be social media. These people we talk about, they were even against writing down their knowledge. Imam Muhammad would not want anybody to write his statement down. So how would you think that you get to you? You think that only those who have known this and who have known this and who have known this, but what you for us, you want to talk and want to act and want to also talk. So when Yamori said this one, hi, Al-Fasari got to this, he said, irrespective of my afar and afar, الذي ينقل الكذب عن رسوله, but at the same time, غير هذا الكلام أشبه بكلام أهل العلم. غير mo like ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú bọ̀. Ṣẹ́rí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí lédè lágbáwá nínú ìjọba kò direct. Bó ṣe kí lágbáwá jẹ́ ni pé هذا ليس من كلام أهل العلم. Eléyìí ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn onímọ̀. But ṣé ẹni fásitì gbà tó ní àwọn ọmọ ìlú ìṣòro mímọ́ ẹnu Yorùbá. غير هذا الكلام ká sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lọ́nà mi. To render this statement in another way, ashba obi kalabi ayi òun lójú ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn onímọ̀. Ó pàṣẹ bí pàṣẹ jà kọ́sà fi sọ tẹ́lọ̀. What he's saying is you should not imitate him. Don't follow him. Don't say this in any circumstance. After saying that, he now said, وَمَنْ حَاسَبَ نَفْسَهُ, whosoever assesses himself, وَعَلِمَ أَنَّ كَلَامَهُ مِنْ عَمَلِهِ, and knows that what you say is part of your deeds, in لَمْ يَقُلْ never says such. So the point of the day is man hasaba nafsahu wa alima anna kalamahu min amal. So al-kalam min al-amal. And one of the easiest ways to ponder one is. So we talk about jarari there and we talk about kalam al-insan. Then we also talk about mashiyu rijlain. What you do with your leg? You walk, you make it. Then batshu your leg. What you touch or hold with your two hands. Nadar al-ainain. What you watch with your two hands. Then sama'ul udhunain. What you listen with your ears. You will ask yourself then, Mada aradta bihada. You will be asking your organs, Mada aradti bihada. Anytime you want to do muhasara for yourself, after everybody will have gone, you have talked now, you and your own, in front of Allah, you now be asking yourself, these statements you made 2 hours ago, Mada aradti bihada. What did you intend with it? You right or wrong? وَلِمَنْ فَعَلْتَهُ كَالُشِيخُ وَعَلَى أَيِّ وَجْهٍ فَعَلْتِ وَلِمَنْ فَعَلْتِ. Who did you do it for? وَعَلَى أَيِّ وَجْهٍ فَعَلْتِ. Upon which way you ask yourself, you ask your Jawab. So these are the 4 levels that we do. Al-Faraid, you assess yourself on the basis of Faraid. You assess yourself on the basis of Al-Manahi. You assess yourself on the basis of Ghafur. Times that pass without you remembering Allah. You assess yourself based on Arakat al-Jawab. the action done by the this one, if you call you send it in the Ghana to Allah. So inshallah, let's just go to chapter of Masala, in which we are going to see the inshallah like that question come on this one. Now, we are about to enter into the shop of hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the hadith of Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu, when the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the hadith is quoted by Hakim, Ibn ABDULLAH, and Mudiri, and others, so, Ibn Abi Shaybah, Al-Qadari, and others. So, Shaykh Al-Albani said it's sahih, and let's just leave it at that. Today is not for us to say this one is just the lesson. Now, the hadith talk about 5 things that we should optimize the use. That we should make use of 5 things before 5. 5 before 5. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned there 5 things. He mentioned JABATA, MALAM. Your time of youth age, when you are young, before you become old. The Prophet ﷺ mentions your time, sehata, when you are in sound health, before you fall sick. He also mentioned when you are rich, before you become poor. Another point there is when you are less busy, before you busy. Then higher your life before your first. We are talking about the young age, youthfulness, before you are old. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that the time of being youth is a time between 2 stages of weakness. Yes, the time of being young is a time between 2 stages of weakness. When we are giving birth to you were so weak that most of the tasks and activities that we do were done for us. Then we grow until we get to youthful age. Then after that, there will be regression too. That will get to old age, where in that old age will also now be assisted in doing what we will independently be done by us at once. The notion of taking care of your young age before your old age, what does it mean? And based on some other hadiths of the Islam, what do we try to understand that? Because you see anything that Islam says, you will have to combine and collate statements in some other conditions and areas, in some other situations and times, so that you get what Islam is referring to, Every one of us, I believe everybody that is here should know, will know ABDULLAH. For those of us that do not know him, he is a great companion of the Prophet. His father too was also a companion. ABDULLAH was a companion. The son is ABDULLAH. It is his hadith that we use to explain JABATA of Arab. We should not understand this one to mean that Prophet is saying that yes, that what Prophet is only saying is that we should take note of our youthful age so that when we become old, we can be blessed. You see, everybody is only true. Yeah, Hayatan of the life of the death in the end. But even before you die, what Prophet is after, the hadith after is, how do you maximize something at its prime? You know now, everything that we do in life, we are not talking about in life. It's just like you are talking about management. You see, mainly in management, you talk about managing time and managing what? Resources. Managing time and managing resources. And just like you need resources to push ahead the task ahead of you, the time at which that resources is used to is very, very important in the outcome and the performance of how the resources is used. The timing and resources. So you should just look at that. You will see that everything that is mentioned here is mentioned in this hadith is time bound. Yes. Young age, youthful age, aside. Being old, aside. Being poor, aside. Being rich, aside. Having a leisure, aside, that will be less busy. It will be another time that you will be busy. So what we are after is how you use the resources. These are the time that can be best used. You should not mismanage it. And again, there is what the hadith, another hadith, consistency. That you use those resources in a way that what it will bring about consistency. And that is why I want to use the hadith of ABDULLAH. ABDULLAH, among the Sahaba of Sallam, he was somebody that paid much attention to ibadah. Worshiping Allah. And the ibadah he paid attention much is revolving around two. And why is revolving around two? Is because it's somebody that memorized Quran. That the Quran that was available at that time, that the ones that have been revealed at that time, he paid attention to it. Anybody that memorized Quran in the life of Rasulullah, there is no way. Once you memorize Quran or you have attention to Quran, then there is one significant ibadah that goes with it. What is it? There is nobody Once they call anybody in the life of Rasulullah calling that somebody is Sahib al-Quran, is going with the family. Is going with it. So now, because he paid attention to memorizing Quran, is also known to what? To be doing Qiyamul Layl. He does it. He did that. The other thing that he does what? He combines soul, fasting with it. He was so known with that his father had to look for a lady among Quraysh. He married a lady among Quraysh. But because Abdullah was so engrossed in his ibadah, he did not pay attention to the lady. Abdullah Amr bin As came back. He asked the lady, how is my son to say, ibadah. I want to say ibadah. You do ibadah in the night, you will fast in the day. Then his father reported him to the Prophet. So that is why it was because he was reported. When Prophet was about to say, Alam Ukhbar ya Abdullah, Alam Ukhbar annaka taqumu al-layl wa tasumu an-nahar. I was told that this is what you do. You use your whole night to do nafila and use your day what to fast. He said, Bala. What he's doing is good. And he has a notion that what is making him to he mentioned the hadith, several riwayah, Bukhari, Muslim, Majah, all of them reported it. But I want to use the riwayah of people who Majah to just that points, that point. Is the one himself that is reporting. He said, Ibn Majah is 1,246. Not on the name of that book. It's there for all many places in Bukhari, many places in Muslim. But because of the purpose of this lecture, there's one more there in the narration of Majah. He said, Jama'atul Quran. I memorized Quran. The life of Rasulullah, فَقَرَأْتُهُ كُلَّهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ. I read the Quran one night. Stop. So, he has summarized all the story of his father. So, when the father took him there, Rasulullah was giving him option. No, don't do that. In a simple night, don't do that. He said, when he now mentioned Rasulullah now told him that, Inni akhsha, I fear for you. What you are doing is good, but I fear. My fear is Ayatula alayka zaman, that as time passes on, wa anta malla, that you will be weak and you will be fed up, and you will not be able to do this thing consistently. And there's an issue there. There's an issue there. What is the issue? The issue is based on the narrations of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If you ask us, this person is doing it because he loves Allah and he wants Allah to love him. But the issue is in Allah loves that once you are doing an ibadah to be consistent on it. That khayrul a'mal ahabbul a'mal ila Allah adwamuha wa in qalb. The most beloved acts to Allah, these are the ones that one can do constantly and consistently, even if it is small. Now, Abraham was looking at only one factor. There's another factor that he should balance that factor against. What is the factor he was looking at? He was looking at his own strength. Strength, personal strength. Now, President now said, it's just like telling us that, okay, plot the graph of strength versus time. Let's see whether the graph will be going on or coming down. It's just it. That is the message. That no, it's not about only one variable. The variable you are considering, none of it. Time is fixed. Time will be continuous, but your strength is not fixed. So if it is not fixed, now do you intend to get the reward of Allah? Let's say if Allah decrees for you that you spend 20 years, do you want those rewards to only be limited to 10 years of your life? Because once you are cut off from this amal, it's not sustainable. So now it's looking at strength. Because it's looking at what? The strength versus time. The body of the work versus time. It's looking at strength. So now, what did he say? What was I to tell that I fear for you that if you continue to do this, you will soon be fed up. You will not be able to continue. Recite Quran. A whole Quran. Make sure you finish it once in a month. Once in a month. Please, let's endeavor. Yes, we'll have several things that are taking our time. But as Muslims, as Salafis, as somebody who is practicing Sunnah, Quran should be part and parcel of your ibadah. Yes, you might not start it once in a month, but you must be able to say that if you ask you, have you recited Quran today? Or before the day comes out, you must recite Quran must be part of your ibadah, not the one that you do in your salah. I will not say it's compulsory. I can't say that. But for anybody that in a day he doesn't have al-wird al-yawmi, daily qira'ah of Quran, gaskiya lẹ́nu tó jìnà ní ó wálẹ̀ gan o. Kódà, we can be using it too as the basis for muhasaba. That I can't count myself as being somebody that has been able to achieve anything today if Quran citation is not part of my work today. Kódà bí ẹ bá bí sí, ẹ̀sá àgbéṣọ́ káwọn pé péjì kan. Àti sọ̀túnmẹ̀, torí pé kí ni? Al-Quran, no. Quran is light. It's guidance. Kódà kí ẹ lọ́nà tí wọ́n lọ. That is one of the things that we, especially we young people among the people of Al-Sunnah, that we are not getting right. Wallahi, we must tell ourselves this. Because we have gotten hold of the hadith that says we can't recite Quran on 3 days, we don't recite at all. At all. This is tomorrow. And wallahi, even it shows in some instances in our behavior that calmness, that no, I'm very sure that no. The Sufi are on Bid'ah, but we, our Sufi, on the issue of, I think something I want to look at you, on the issue of Quran. Bí wọ́n kọjá láàrín àwọn wá kọjá láàrín tí ẹ̀wọ́n núlà ẹgbọ́n wọn rán láàkàlẹ̀ kan kọjá eléyìí ò wọ́n núlà ẹ̀kọ́ ní tó bóhùn ò fẹ́ kọjá là kò wá wọ́n núlà whatever you are, whether you are a scholar of halal and haram or imam of a mosque or muazzin or a scholar of bid'ah and sunnah, that you can do good of bid'ah and sunnah, anything about good there, Quran should be part and parcel of your ibadah. You must not place anything above it. Then, because of it, yes, with that rod, don't you go to Quran. Why? Because you yourself, you need no. Before you what? You give another person no. Kitchen now, so people guidance. Wow. Guess what you know? Substance is all about you see them. Only that is why you have observed that the people of Bida will tell you that today you are charming people. No, you are not charming. But because what you are saying is Kalamullah. Kalamullah has a way of holding somebody's heart. So now, Quran should be part and parcel of one's ibadah. And wallahi, it is not now that this thing has started. Even some of our salaf also call attention to this. Shu'bah, al-Hajjaj, al-Imam, al-Kabir, al-Hadith, Shu'bah of Maladis, was telling his student, he said, Arab, I'm beginning to see that kullama taqaddamtum fil hadithi ta'akhadtum al-Quran. I'm beginning to see that anytime you know more hadith, then your Quran is coming down. So I have to tell you that that's not the way. Please, that's not the way. Oh. That's not the way. Oh. Quran, then Quran, Sunnah, Hadith, and so somebody who is a mu'addin should be known Quran. Somebody who is even general should be known Quran. No, the level might be different. That this person finishes in 3 days, this one, but for everybody. It is because our salaf are used to Quran. That is why you see, anytime you see one another, it is this Quran. They use to even admonish. Most of their istinbatat that you see is from Quran. That somebody derived this is Quran. That even some of them, like I was saying, some of them will decide that, okay, Al-Imam Sha'abi was saying, Sha'abi, Al-Tabi Jalil, Sha'abi, Al-Kufi, Al-Qaha, Allah, only kullama ja'ani hadithun an Rasulullah. Anytime, Balaga hadith, anytime I get to know any hadith of Rasulullah, no matter Aku, or baby, man is that what is this hadith? We should be able to find evidence for it. Anything that only the government has all this get that to Quran, no, in fact, I know Ibn Hibban is a practical example. So now, all I need to go any headache. Man is that to do. You now say, oh, one go hadith. That is says, nothing Yahudi, wala Nasrani. No Yahudi, no Jew, no Christians. Okay? That will be present in my own time. My life not will be Yahudi, wala Nasrani. A Jew or a Christian will not hear of me. They are not the message that I'm message of Allah. Wala you may be also to be him, and you will not believe in me illa kana min ahli. Except you will be admitted to the Father. He said, فَسَأَلْتُ نَفْسِي أَيْنَ الْإِسْلَامُ. This station should have a clue. For the purpose of that, you now take Muslim. They read Quran for a purpose. Àwa mẹ́tẹ̀ ní káàkiri gbalada là lórí ká àwọn túmọ̀ rẹ̀. Mo ní asọ́dí. Àwọn gbogbo tiwa fátúwà ni. Kọ́dà yóò tó sọ pé ẹ máa ṣe tafsir ní okùn Ramadan. Bídá gbogbo díẹ̀ lókàtọ̀ bídá kò sáàtì ní ṣe kìí tó lẹ́rí àdíjò lẹ́rí owó àgbébí tó wà ní ẹ̀sà kan ṣe yes kọ́ mọ́ ṣe tó bá ṣe pé lóòtọ́ bídá tó bá borí bídá ẹ̀wọ́n kódà áta ọ̀rọ̀ káà nígbà ọjọ́ ìmọ̀ máa lè tó máa máa lè kìí ṣe ìwádìí kìí ṣe kàtó nìkan kìí wọ́n ti tó náà wí orí Kùránì yìí náà ní orí ṣe إذا جاء رمضان يوم قتله كان مالك يفر أسا من قراءة الحديث يفر. He will run away, not that he takes it to be bidah. He will run away من قراءة الحديث, he will not recite hadith, ومجالسة أهل العلم. He will not have a sitting with the people of knowledge. Why? Because for the whole year, that is what he has been doing. That now, this time of Ramadan, which is Shah Ramadan, I want to face myself. Not because it's bidah. Not because it's bidah that I found me. What's the language? So, he wanted to say, I found that Quran, he wanted to catch Ramadan today. One of the Shahs in Ramadan. What is the Quran? He doesn't say, huh? You know what? It's just like somebody like me now. You know, one of the children. I don't know how to tell you. I'm not traveling to Saudi or Ramadan. Have you? So, please, is there Kaaba in Nigeria? Go see. You want to do it? Ibada will do machine. Powerful. Can you come out to make you walk on that this? Adisi. Ọdún ìdájá ní káàkiri ìṣò tàwàfù bó ṣe rí nù pé Málíkì ò ní kankan ní tí wọ́n máa kódà àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ tó máa ń tàlé ìjẹ̀bí ara wọ́n káwọn èèyàn kí ó lásán sí bádá yes ọ̀rẹ́ Málíkì kọlẹ́tà alùpùpù àzáàrí ẹ̀rẹ́ káwọn èèyàn kí ó wọ́n gbé ìbádá wọ́n ní káwọn kọlẹ́tà sí padà torí ọlọ́run ọba ó sì pátí ìkòkàmì allow open way for each and every one of this ibadah. Your own is down, my own is what God for the day. It is very wala ara ma ana fi wala ara ma anta fihi biduni ma ana fi. I don't see what you consider to be ibadah to be better than what I'm doing. So that is what knowledge is known for. That is why they say they are feel. Èyí tá a ṣe náà tó jáde gbogbo bá ń gbé tó yóò wá wọlé. Wàkánà yẹ kọ̀rọ̀ olùkòrò mínà al-mushaf. Tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ mushaf ló gbé lọ, wọ́n ní the hand of hand. But historically, he wants to be close to what Quran. So that's that ibadah that we have to do. That okay. Taba parika to continue. Just like everybody will have a moment that you face yourself. You call it the truth. You have been doing something for some time. You want to access out. Okay, let me use this time to access examine. So that is it. It's not about issue of bidah or sunnah. So now. Abdullah ibn asked, now, Rasulullah told him, he said, Rasulullah told him that we should be reciting one in 1 month. Fakultu, that is the point I want to use. Abdullah now said, Da'ani astamtiu min quwwati wa shababi. Leave me, let me use my youthful age to the fullest. I have power now. Eh? The power I have now, let me use it. If I can recite 50 Quran, let me recite it. Da'ani astamtiu mother min quwwati wa shababi. Let me use it. Look at the Sahaba. You see, this same word that he said now is what the people who have lost their minds will say that everything jaye ori mi, òun jaye ori tiẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Abraham was looking at it that since I have the strength now, the vigor is there, the commitment is there. Dani has come. Let me get it to the fullest. Use my quwwati wa shababi. Allow me to do it. Qala faqra'u fi hashar. You know, when he said it, that okay, I have the strength, I want to use Prophet allow. He gives allowance. He gives allowance. Okay, you have quwwah, you have shabab. Okay? Read Quran once in 10 days. He said again, Da'ani astamti'u min quwwati wa shababi. Let me use my quwwah, let me use shabab. Prophet said, Faqra'u fi sabri. Read once in what? In 7 days. Qultu. I also ask him again, Da'ani astamti'u min quwwati wa shababi. Until Salah gave him up to what? 3 days. 1 in 3 days. Now, you see, when Rasulullah was giving him that, at the end of the day, when he now became old, ẹnu àdéhùn tó bá ànábì ṣe sọ́lá àdéhùn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ wájú mẹ́ta nígbà tí agbára sí wà. Nígbà tí àwa dàgbà, ó rí pé ìdíje ò lọ dáadáa. He now said, Ya laytani qabiltu rukhsata Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How I wish I took the relief that was still presented to me by the Prophet. I've become bold. I'm feeling it difficult to continue. The question is this. This statement made by him, what is the meaning? Why must somebody be lamenting that I wish I had taken the release granted? Is it compulsory? Yes, now. To recite Quran once in 3 days, is it compulsory? It's not compulsory. Why is he lamenting? At least the only thing to be that yes, I cannot go do it any longer, and Allah has said it. The ones that have done, Allah accepts it. We'll stop with that. Why he's saying is the Sahaba of the Prophet, they have one standard. Whether something is compulsory or not compulsory, once they have had a cause to take a covenant or a case with Prophet that I have told them that this is how you should do, even if it's not compulsory, they will always want to die on it so that they meet the Prophet of that you see, if it has policy, that one that is thinking that we may not be able to achieve is what is lamenting. Because it was not someone that gave him rukhsah. He's having the notion, he's appearing to him as if that okay, person will ask him that, didn't I tell you? He's still shy. He told me. But he wanted to continue even at that old age. It was not becoming difficult. That was why he was lamenting. Not that He will commit anything if he does it. So that is one meaning. The first meaning of Shabbat should be that it is glaring from this hadith that what the time of Shabbat is having quwwah. There is strength, there's vigor. So that vigor, use it in ta'atullah, especially in those ibadah that will require strength. Those ibadah that will require strength, man can use what to be closer to Allah. One of the ibadah that requires strength is assault, fasting. If Allah has done fatu for anybody, the fact is that Allah has opened a way for you of ibadah, and it has made fasting easy for you. Then the best time to maximize is when you are young. Another one that also means strength is qiyamul layl, because it involves standing for long hours. By the time you become old, you might not be able to wait. So then you should maximize its use there. If you look at this admonition correctly, you will observe that naturally, and what is known among us is that we always assume that an old man is the one that should face ibadah more because it's near to his death. Baba, I face ibadah, I don't go. So now, somebody will now waste his youthful age. He will waste his youthful age. By the time he becomes old, he will now be using that as an excuse. In that old that illusion. If it is something that is convenient for us, once we are little, that is the time that one should hold on to at least reciting Quran 1 in 3 days or 1 in 7 days. That you yourself will always be saying that you are taraye, Allah. But now I think that not taraye now I say. By the time we now become good, Allah, you are taraye, you are shirok to Kola. Ṣé àgbàlagbà ṣe rọ́dù? Irú rọ́dù àgbàlagbà yẹ kò fi sí ẹnu egbò. Àbí? It doesn't mean right. Àbí? Ìtàkùnlọ́ bàbàlàgbà ní ti wá àti kékeré náà ti. Àbí? Ọmọ kékeré mú tó ìbádà àgbàlagbà lè ṣe. Al-jihad only the strength. One of the admissions Rasulullah gave to Abdullah has was, we talk about travel and talk about Siyam too. But that's Rasulullah for his rich, you do this, you do this. Those are the prayer of Allah well. Rasulullah now recommended Siyam to Dawood. When he recommended it, he said, I can do better than that. Because I said, La Abdullah, there is nothing better than that. You can't be fasting every day. There's nothing better than that. That's why Rasulullah said this one. Even some Salaf still committed this. Probably they are not aware of this hadith or the thought is another. Some of them. Even in our own milieu and class there, how about àwọn àgbàlagbà jọ ìdájọ́ sọ́kùnrin lójútùú but if it tells you anything, it tells you that you are the intention of being serious with the ibadah. Even the ibadah is a ara deva baba ilé àwọn ọlọ́lá gbogbo àdéṣì lámà àmà àdéṣì pé àwọn ọlọ́lá ìṣà àṣọ́mà wọ́n ìṣà àpọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ láti àmì àṣọ́ ìlú tọ̀tọ́wé àmì èrò mọ̀sí Somebody who is fasting is the king of himself. Imagine that local say you go Isha Asoma, but Isha Mumwe, I will say mistake, you get it today. Can wallahi mi tin ba lo mo ti ṣe kọjá la gbo ko mo pe ni kò sí àti mistake. Eh? So, Abdullah ibn Abbas was saying, yeah, later you can work something. How I wish I take the of it. So that was, I was explaining. That it wasn't because it was compulsory, but still, once they have any case, covenant with Islam, if it's not compulsory, they always want to read that. And this same Abdullah ibn Abbas had a case similar to that happened to him. When issue erupted between Ali and Muawiyah, his father, ABDULLAH, was with Muawiyah. But Abdullah ibn Amr is not interested. He's not interested in what they are doing. He will have lost to the later. But he was young, he was young. So he was forced to be in the camp of his father, camp of Muawiyah. So anytime they were deliberating, this is how we should do. We'll be telling them that why are you fighting? Why are you causing trouble? Muawiyah will now tell his father, talk to your child. So the father will talk to him this side. Then one day he was now at that, anytime we talk to you, will go against us. Then why are you following us? You could stay at home now. You stay at home. Then you only intention. I don't have the intention of being with you. If not that, I had an issue. He had an issue with his father. The father reported him that he married a daughter, a lady for him, and he refused to what? To take care of the lady appropriately. Huh? Yes. Then and Prophet invited him, and he told him, Ati abata madunta hayya. Be obedient to your father while you are alive. Alive. He said, no, that was. Now, my father is in this camp. That's why I'm following you. That is Abaka. My father is here, but I'm not okay with what you do. If not, that will happen Abaka. So now, anytime they receive admonition of statement of Salah, they will always want to hold on to it until they meet him. To tell that, if you can't follow Sina Loba, I was able to keep it. That was why I was lamenting. That how will I be able to forgive this thing? And I'm giving the Prophet my words that I will do because he was giving me words to do this. That why he was lamenting was that he should have taken the admonition that says, for example, that says, okay, recite Quran in, let's say, in 1 month. So that it would make that as a baseline. If he has better energy, he could now do more. Rather than rejecting the offer. By rejecting the offer, he has pushed himself to what? To the bottom line. And now, the strength is not there. No longer there. That was why I said, yeah, later. So that is one aspect. So, time of Shabbat. One should protect it by using it for ta'atullah. By using it for ta'atullah. And that is why one of the people that Allah